She couldn't have been more than 7, though the dirt and time made her look older, like a little statue left out in the rain for too long. Her face had that sickly gray cast you only see on the truly starving, the kind where the skin starts to thin and hang a little like it's already given up. Her eyes, huge and sunken, looked like they had stopped blinking days ago. Her hair was matted into knots so deep they looked painful, sticking out in wiry clumps from under a hoodie 5 sizes too big. She never spoke, never even cried. That was what stuck with me. The silence. She held a bent plastic cup like it was a baby bird, 2 hands gently wrapped around it, never shaking it or rattling it for attention, just holding it. I saw her first in the early morning haze outside a pastry shop on 5th and Lower, standing near the green dumpster where I used to park when I was still important. I was fixing my tie in the passenger mirror, getting ready for a quarterly budget meeting. She was crouched near the curb with a yellow pencil someone must have dropped, broken in half, barely usable. She was drawing on the sidewalk with it, carefully, slowly, like it mattered. I'll never forget what she was drawing. Stick figures, a tall one and a small one, holding hands. She kept adding curls of hair to the taller one, a dress, eyes. Then she'd write the word, Mommy, in big looping letters that got thinner the more she wrote. She wrote it over and over, filling the gray slab of pavement like it was her own little book. Sometimes she'd pause, erase it with her sleeve, and do it again. Sometimes she'd draw a house, always with smoke from the chimney, even though she probably hadn't been inside one in years. I didn't understand why it made my stomach turn. I just kept glancing at the time, willing my driver to arrive. Every night the children gathered in the alley behind the Chinese market. I saw them more than once through the tinted windows of the sedan, dirty, bruised little things wrapping themselves in trash bags, stuffing newspapers under their coats, curling up in the back of shopping carts or huddling together inside the rusted guts of overturned garbage cans. One night, I watched them fight over a single cracked granola bar. Another night, I saw one of the older boys, no more than 12, rip off his own gloves and give them to a girl whose fingers had gone purple. She didn't say thank you, just took them, pressed them to her mouth, and cried silently. These weren't children, not anymore. They were ghosts, flickering, starving things that the city tried to wash off its sidewalks each morning. Some shop owners installed spikes outside their doorways. Others turned off all lights after sunset, thinking darkness would keep the kids away. What they didn't realize was that the dark was the only thing those kids understood. Most people did what I did. They kept walking. No eye contact, no words. A sideways glance, if anything. The rare person who dropped a coin would do it with a look of disdain, as if disgusted by their own moment of weakness. And the children knew. Oh, they knew. You could see it in their eyes, that dull, exhausted understanding that they weren't really people to us. Just clutter, broken things we didn't know how to throw away. I remember one afternoon especially. It was raining, and I had just come from a board meeting where we'd celebrated a record profit margin by cutting 12% of our staff. My driver pulled up in front of the office. I stepped outside into the drizzle, under a glossy black umbrella, and as I approached the car, I saw the little girl, the same one from the sidewalk drawings, standing near the rear wheel. She didn't speak. She didn't even reach out. Just looked up at me with those blank eyes. Raindrops clung to her eyelashes. Her shirt was soaked through, clinging to her ribs like wet paper, and still, she held the plastic cup in both hands like it was the only thing tethering her to the earth. I looked at her. I really looked. Then I got in the car, shut the door, and told the driver to go. As we pulled away, she disappeared in the blur of the water streaking down the window. I remember feeling nothing. That's the worst part. I didn't feel guilty. I felt nothing. The very next morning, someone had scratched the word "Mommy" into the driver's side of my car. I didn't call the police, didn't yell or complain. I just stared at it for a moment, then got in and drove off. I think some part of me knew what was coming. The collapse wasn't loud. It didn't happen all at once. It came in drips. First, rumors of restructuring. Then the buyout, a new CEO, a different direction. I was told I was essential. I believed it. I had awards, testimonials, decades of experience. And yet one Monday morning my ID badge wouldn't scan. Security shrugged and said there was nothing they could do. HR didn't return my calls. My name was gone. My access revoked. No explanation. I called the CEO from a payphone. I left messages. Nothing. I cashed out my savings. It didn't last. My wife left. Took our daughter, who had stopped speaking to me anyway. Said I was cold. Said I wasn't the man she married. The mortgage went unpaid. The car repossessed. I moved into a weekly rate motel, then a friend's garage, then nowhere at all. Just me, 2 trash bags of clothes, and a numbness I couldn't shake. The first time I asked for money was outside the train station on 9th. I sat on the bench and simply held my hand out. I didn't speak. I couldn't. Something in me still refused to beg. Most people walked by. A few looked disgusted. One woman dropped a single penny like she was dropping poison. I sat there for hours. When I finally stood, my knees ached so badly I almost collapsed. I learned the tricks, where to go, what to eat, how to avoid getting jumped. I found others like me, hiding in plain sight. An old man who used to be a teacher, now mumbling poems to himself behind the florist. A middle-aged woman who claimed to have written children's books, now sleeping behind a dumpster and swatting flies away from her open sores. And, slowly, I changed. My clothes grew thin and stiff with dirt. My skin cracked. My teeth ached. I stopped noticing the smell of myself. I stopped noticing anything until I saw her again. She was crouched beside the dumpster on 5th, where I used to park. Her hoodie was smaller now, or maybe she was thinner. She was drawing on the concrete again with a pencil nub, her fingers blackened by soot and grime. I sat across from her without a word. She glanced up, blinked once, and offered me a piece of stale bread wrapped in a napkin. I took it. I didn't say thank you. Neither did she. We ate in silence, the city moving around us like a cold machine. One night, as I lay on a flattened cardboard box under a stairwell, I started to remember things. Details I hadn't thought of in years. The warmth of my daughter's hand, the hum of my office printer, the ridiculous satisfaction of a hot shower, and then something else, the horrifying realization that everything I had been, everything I had believed was a lie. There is no ladder, no merit, no plan, just a razor-thin sheet of glass separating the haves from the have-nots. And once it cracks, there's nothing to stop the fall. Now when I watch people walk past me, I study their faces, the way they avoid eye contact, the way their lips tighten, their pace quickens. I know what they're thinking. I know because I used to think it too. Not my problem. They probably deserve it. They should get a job. But I want to scream at them. I want to rip off their clean clothes and shove their faces into the pavement and make them see what's waiting. Just a few wrong choices, a sick parent, a failed investment, a car accident. That's all it takes. Tonight it's colder than usual. I found a broken pencil by a bus stop and took it with me. I don't know why. I ended up near the same wall where the girl used to draw. She's gone now. Haven't seen her in weeks. Maybe she died. Maybe she got picked up. Maybe she just disappeared like the rest of us do eventually. I sat down beside the wall and started writing "Mommy" over and over, just like she used to. I don't know who I was writing it for. Maybe her, maybe myself. As I was writing, a man in a suit walked by. He looked just like I used to. Clean, rushed, important. I held out the cup. He didn't stop, didn't look, just kept walking. And for a moment I saw the whole future unfurl in front of me. I saw him sitting here next year. I saw his child sleeping in a garbage bin. I saw the sidewalk littered with the names of forgotten mothers. The ground doesn't care who you were. It only knows who you are now. And you, wherever you are, listening, reading, when someone reaches out for a coin, when a child knocks on your window in the rain, look at them. Don't look away. Because one day, you might find yourself sitting right here, with a cracked cup in your hands, whispering for someone, anyone, to see you. And you'll wonder how it all happened. You'll wonder why no one stops. You'll wonder why no one cares. And you'll remember the coin you never gave.